Then you go to bed. It's a new day.
Yep. Okay, we're live. I'm just playing around with some of the settings here. Alrighty, let's go live on the Instagram. We're live on Insta. Okay.
Insta.
Here we go. Coming in hot. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you attractive people out there in podcast land? You're beautiful, folks. Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. That's right, Grow Clinton, a 501c6 nonprofit organization focused on community development, economic development, and tourism. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, joined by the lovely Jenny Home. Jenny, what's happening?
I feel like we've done this today.
Yeah, we did. I'm not wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row. We've already done a podcast today with Mayor Scott Madison and Parks and Recs Director Josh Eggers, talking all about tailgate and tall boys.
Exciting.
And they actually, in partnership with Grow Clinton, issued a BOGO, buy one, get one opportunity. So if you're interested in Tailgate and Tall Boys 2025, again, June 5th through the 7th, you can go to tailgateandtallboys.com, click on Clinton, click on tickets. And then there's an option there where you can select a general admission ticket with a buy one, get one option. Simply add one ticket to your cart and you get two. You add three, you get six. That's how it works. But you have to use the code word, promo code, GROW. That's GROW, all caps.
You know what? If you have a big staff or something and you want to reward people, this is a great opportunity.
That's a great idea, Jenny. Yeah, wow. If you want to give your staff something to do the weekend of June 5th, nothing better than buying some Tailgate and Tall Boys and handing those out as a morale booster.
What a treat. Yeah.
Buy one, get one. And that is only through the 11th, which is this Sunday. Mm-hmm. So this is a limited time offer.
Right. Get on it.
TailgateTallBoys.com, Clinton tickets, BOGO, buy one, get one, add to your cart, check out, enjoy yourself. You know what I enjoy, Jenny?
What?
High-speed fiber internet. So that's right, folks. The Grow Clinton podcast is brought to you by and powered by Miles Communications high-speed fiber internet direct to your home or business. Excuse me, I had a frog in my throat. MilesTelephone.com. Again, MilesTelephone.com. Also offering television and telephone services. MilesTelephone.com. Great guest today.
You want to talk about mover? You want to talk about shaker?
Oh, yeah.
Right here.
Mover and a shaker.
Yep.
Don't know how she sleeps.
She doesn't.
Is the proprietor of the Rusty Barrel Lounge, the owner partner of the soon-to-be Copper Mill. She's a real estate agent with Rule and Rule. Now you have a new thing coming out. I'm getting tired just talking about it.
I know it.
Called the Rusty Wagon, which will be a mobile bar.
Yeah.
And then you have a donut truck. What's the name? Glazy Days Donuts.
Wow.
She is a serial entrepreneur, folks, and she's joining us in the studio. That's right. Lindsay Morhardt. Lindsay, thank you for joining us for this 112th episode of the Grow Clinton podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Lindsay, you got a lot of things going on, a lot on your plate. You're crushing it. But you got a lot of things that are coming up specifically at the Rusty Barrel Lounge. Talk to me about what we can expect this summer season at the Rusty.
This Friday, we're kicking off Music on the Avenue with our guest bartending night.
Music on the Avenue, guest bartending. What time does that start?
6 o'clock. And then we have a band coming in at 7.
And who's bartender?
Yeah. No, Jenny. Jenny wants to know who's bartending.
I want to know who's bartending.
Yeah. Me, Carrie, I think Megan.
Carrie White, owner proprietor of Happy Joe's.
Love her.
Yep.
Megan Dove, the director of the Downtown Clinton Alliance.
Cool.
Yep. And then I think Chris Hansen wants to get in there.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that guy. I would allow him back there. No, Chris is a great dude. That's awesome.
I think Deb will be doing some raffles. She'll have or tickets to sell for those.
Deb Weiss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now with
Yeah.
Paget, formerly of her own bookkeeping
It
operation.
was hers,
she had.
yeah. Mhm.
But now she works for Paget. Yep. And then she owns Hallmark downtown.
Yep.
Another busy woman.
Yeah.
So the proceeds from this event coming up this Friday, 6 p.m., raising money to support Music on the Avenue is where they close the 200 block of Fifth Avenue South. Bring in a sweet band, live music, drinks provided by the Rusty Barrel. Outside, if you want to grab yourself a beer.
Oh, fun.
Inside for some sweet mixed drinks. But so how is the Rusty, what's it called? The Rusty Wagon. How's this going to thread into all these awesome things?
So last year it took all day filling up the troughs and everything with the beer and the seltzers and wheeling them out and setting them up under a canopy thing. This year, it'll just be the wagon. So we'll pull the wagon up, park it, and serve right out of there.
Smart.
Yeah.
Now,
so
Save
smart.
me so much time.
Park
Yes.
it where? On the sidewalk?
Yeah, probably where the donut truck was last year.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
Great
so no,
idea.
not on the sidewalk.
Yeah, on the street.
On the
Now
street,
that's
People will
interesting.
get to it.
Yep.
So I'm just because I'm curious, like how does that work as far as like a liquor license and everything go?
So it's treated as a food truck. So I have to license it this week. We just picked it up. Justin hauled it over last week to our house, and
who made the truck? Who designed it?
3D.
3D
Nice.
Yep.
Auto
Yep.
over in 3D trailers
Trailer,
over
yep.
in
Yep.
Fulton,
Fulton.
Illinois. Awesome.
Yep, it came from North Carolina, I think.
North
But-
Carolina.
How do you get these leads? I mean, how do you know?
I designed. I mean, like I sent him the layout that I wanted, and he worked with the company down there, and they made it.
How'd you find the company down there? I
He
see
does
this
that.
is why I
That's
sit
who
on my
he-
couch.
Yeah, Drake goes through them.
Okay. 'Cause this is
They did my donut truck too.
nice.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. What
so
else
it'll
can
be
we
nice.
expect? That's mind blowing. I like it.
Mhm.
We'll have the normal like tall boys out there, and then a seltzer, but we'll also have draft beer now because we'll have a draft system in there, so that'll be nice.
Jeez.
And then we can do mixed drinks outside. I don't know if we'll add any of that to the trailer or if we'll just stick with the beer and seltzer and you go inside for everything else.
Now,
Look
can
at
the
you.
Rusty Wagon go like beyond
Yep.
your place? Like you can take it
Yeah.
different locations?
Yep.
So-
we'll be at Paint It Back. We'll be
Okay.
at the Skyline event, I think in August.
The backyard barbecue?
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then anytime you have like a wedding reception or get together and you want a mobile bar there, we can do that.
I think
Very
this is the
cool.
only mobile bar we have in this town, isn't it?
I'm aware of. I don't know of any others.
I've never heard of a mobile. I got to get out more.
You got to get out more.
I do.
Yeah.
It's something we've talked about for a while. Justin wanted to do it probably about a year ago, and we got busy with everything else. And so then we were actually focused on the upstairs of Rusty, and we wanted to turn that into something, but there's a lot of roadblocks to that.
Yeah.
So we're going to hold off on that. So instead, we came back to this idea and picked it up last week.
So you just
Wow.
have ideas on deck. So, that would be like, I'd have one big one and if it got roadblocks, I'd be like,
I
I
quit.
don't know, I quit.
Awesome.
No,
Um,
So if you haven't been to the Rusty Barrel Lounge, it's a great location on the 200 block of Fifth Avenue South, just located east of the old bank. And the mixed drink menu there is a lot.
Intense.
I will say that I
Phenomenal.
had the opportunity to do some guest bartending to support my son's baseball
Mhm.
team, and making those mixed drinks. I got to the point where I just quit and pawned all that off to my friend Sean Connell.
No
and then
joke.
I just said, only thing I will do is beer. Yeah.
I can handle the beer.
Yeah. Some nights when she gets busy, and if I'm there, I go behind the bar to help out.
Yeah.
And I just say, who wants a beer? And those are the only people that I will
Yeah.
serve.
Weeds
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
Weed out.
What else we got going on at the Rusty?
Okay, so next week we have a sip and solve. Rule and
Sip
Rule.
and solve.
Yep, Rule and Rule is hosting that. So it'll be a puzzle competition. Everybody gets the same 300-piece puzzle. You'll be in groups of 4. So you bring your own team, and yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
All right. I don't
There's-
ever want
there's
anybody in this town to say there's nothing to do
I
because
know.
that's
Yeah.
inspired.
There's
That's
lots to
There's
great.
lots to do.
Yeah. Get there and do your puzzle.
So
Yep, but-
puzzle.
We'll also have Wayward Gypsies have been there a couple times
Yeah.
before. The Kettlesons sent them up here. They just travel all over the country, and
Love the Kettlesons.
Mhm.
yep, they'll be there. I think at 7, and then the Friday the 23rd, we have our murder mystery dinner.
Ooh, it's a
Yes.
mystery.
So
Murder mystery. What does that look like?
Scott Nauman is in charge of it. He'll bring his cast. It's going to be mafia themed. I think it's whacked at the wedding. And C3 Catering will be doing the food.
Nice.
So it'll be like a
creative cuisine.
like an Italian themed dinner. Tickets, the link is live. So if you go to our Facebook page, there'll be a link for that.
Facebook.com/Rusty Barrel Lounge, I believe is what it is. Or just search the Rusty Barrel Lounge.
Right.
And you have to buy a ticket before because we have to know for food.
Yeah.
So I know like our other events, we had a lot of walking in the day of, and we can't do that this time. So please.
No, the murder
buy
mysteries
tickets.
are very cool. I don't know if you know this or not, but I was an actor in a murder mystery.
You were. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I was. It was over at the
Women's Club.
Women's Club. Yeah, Curtis Mansion.
You nailed it. You fooled
did.
everybody.
I did. And then I was participating in one. No, you're thinking of the different one. The one that we did with Lindsay.
Oh.
Remember I ran around going like, "You're the killer" or something like that. And it was
murderer.
It was crazy. Yeah. So that'll be fun. And Scott Nauman is a phenomenal
He
job.
is.
That dude, if you don't know him, he is with
Milestone,
but he also sits on the council for the city of Bettendorf. Very talented guy and just goes above and beyond to make it an enjoyable experience.
He does, and he's really positive and lots of fun.
Like over Christmas, he does the Grinch, and he travels all over the place, like down the quads, doing the quads. That's what I say, quads.
The quads.
Doing the Grinch stuff, and he's always at events, just entertaining people. Very cool, very engaging guy. So come and check that out.
Yeah, we're excited about it. Then that next day we are hosting the Pedal Palooza again. So that's a bike ride. This year, all the proceeds will go to Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
Yeah, that's so. If you don't know about that organization, it's an organization that is always looking for increased support. They just buy your standard lumber, but they make these really cool beds and they issue them out to children that don't have a bed to sleep on.
And you know what? We do have that in Clinton.
Yeah,
we do. We have children who don't have a bed to sleep in. So that's pretty cool.
I don't know if he's still doing it, but our good friend Brad Weber from Alliant used to be very involved in that. So it's a really nice thing that Comanche volunteers do.
Yep. So go ahead.
One thing I've noticed about the people who do business in town, like Lindsay and like George from up north, Sweets and Treats, is that they give back.
Yeah.
You guys give back and you've identified charities that will really help our community. And I really appreciate that. That's great.
Yeah, we're excited about it. Staph Infection will be playing that night. So we'll have the after party.
Staph Infection. Nice. Little Mashevitz.
Harmonica.
Little sweet harmonica Bill Mashevitz. Love that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wish he was taller, though. He's a little short guy.
Don't talk about it because he's sensitive.
Well, he's tall and his wife is tall too.
They
so
are.
In pictures, you can't really tell. You know,
that makes sense.
We love Chevy. He's an awesome
he's
dude.
the best.
And Sarah's great too. She's retired now.
I know, little lucky.
Yeah, good for her. All right, sorry.
Go on.
Then so we've got a bunch of other bands coming up, so just watch our Facebook page for those. But Sunday, June 1st, Carrie Denaire from Citizens is gonna set up at Rusty. She's got a pop-up, I don't know if we call it like a boutique, but it's called Mama Gets Casual. She has an Instagram page.
How do I not know about this?
Because
Carrie is like top 5 best friends, and I don't know about this.
We just had lunch last week, and she had all of her plans in place. And
well, she never like does anything like halfway.
No way.
No, it'll be great.
She was all in.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like a Western theme. So
we have discussed this because she wanted to sell Western wear for tailgate and tall boys. Yeah.
So she'll set up June 1st, and then the 5th through either the 5th and 6th or the 5th, 6th, and 7th, she'll be up at Rusty. So if you need the last minute outfits for the thing, you can come buy them from her.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah. I didn't have any idea she was doing something like this.
She got stuff from Wyoming.
Oh, that's where you go.
She has a connection out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's genuine.
Yep.
It's a real deal.
Been tested on the ranch.
Yep.
On the range.
What else we got?
Music on the Avenues start June 12th. So it'll be every Thursday. And then June 20th, we haven't got our ducks in a row yet, but we want to do a Disney princess drink night. So my bartender, Ariel, and then Jenny Tucker.
Ariel's her real name, by the way.
Yes.
Wow.
They are all about doing the themed drinks.
Right.
So Ariel already came up with the menu. They're named after all the Disney princesses.
How about the poisoned apple?
The poisoned apple. Ursula.
Yeah, I don't know if she's got that one on there.
I don't know if that's a real drink. I said it, but that's cool.
Yeah, she created all these drinks herself, so I don't think she did any like Googling or anything. I think she came up with
Very
them.
cool.
Creative.
Yep. And then our next big one will be July 4th. I debated whether to even be open on July 4th because holidays are always hit and miss. But last year was Music on the Avenue, and it was one of our busiest nights.
It was packed.
Yeah. So this year I had a band from Chicago reach out, and they're gonna come to Rusty.
So not Chicago, band from Chicago.
From Chicago.
You know what though? You know you're doing well when they're reaching out to you.
Yeah. It was funny. He talked very, very, very fast. I can't even remember what his name was because I was trying to write stuff down. I'm like,
we're from Chicago. We're coming there to play music.
We're good. We can't say no.
Yeah, for a minute there, I felt like I was talking to one of my real estate clients because he also is from Chicago. He's Greek, and he talked so fast.
Yeah.
He has a condo there, and he had Justin and I come out the one day, and he's like, hop in my car. We're going to go for a ride. And he's just swerving in and out of every single car, and we're like, oh my God, we're going to die.
I want to go back home.
It was fun, but that's exactly what it reminded me of. So that'll be fun. We'll coordinate it so that the 4th of July festival downtown or on the riverfront is over, and then they can come before the fireworks.
That works great.
Nice. What a nice night.
Yeah, and then we are planning a Y2K party at possibly July 12th, but we'll confirm that date. It'll just be like a late 90s or early 2000s playlist type thing. And
wear your grunge.
Yep.
Get your grunge.
Yep. And then our next fundraising event will be August 10th, and it's St. Baldrick's. So Jared Luters is in charge of that, and he's got, I think, a couple hairdressers lined up already.
Do they have the people lined up for
to get their hair cut? I don't know. He said you can either shave it or do a pixie cut. So
I was gonna say you don't have to be like a trained cosmetologist to just buzz somebody's head. I can,
but they are
help you.
Yeah, the ones that he's reached out to, they are all licensed.
I'm pretty sure the folks when I went into basic training that buzzed my head weren't trained in anything.
They go to cosmetology school.
There's some old timers. Like, well, I retired from the military. Now what am I gonna do? Give me that buzzer.
You know what? I can cut hair.
Yeah.
I can buzz hair.
I hated that. We call it the chop shop. Even the ones on base, the guys are like not even paying attention. They're like talking to each other, like sharing war stories. And you're like, "Can I get a little fade?" I'm like, "Nope, it's all gonna be one length.
That's it.
My hair's gonna grow back, and it's gonna be looking like I'm wearing a bicycle helmet. This is awesome. Thanks, appreciate it. Here's your $5.
Yeah."
So yeah, Jared has season tickets for the Fever. And so he donates a lot of his tickets to different causes, but he's donating 2 of them to this event. So
speaking of the Fever, how about that SmackDown against Brazil?
That was awesome. Something else.
That Carver. I didn't get it. Wow. I mean, I watched it because we were in Muscatine at my son's baseball game, but very cool.
My Steve asked me if I wanted to watch it again.
He's got a crush on Caitlin Clark.
Somebody. That's fine with me. Go ahead. But do you really want to watch a SmackDown like that again the same day?
Very cool. So a lot going on. Did we miss anything?
I don't even know.
Okay. So what I would advise you to do, because we shared a lot, is please again visit the Rusty Barrel on Facebook. Lindsay does a great job of putting all the events up there, and you can just select that you're going or interested. And then social media does its magic and reminds you of upcoming stuff. So be sure to check that out. I think it's facebook.com/Rusty Barrel Lounge, but go ahead and search for it if you can.
Get out there and go to these events. They sound awesome.
Lindsay, I'm sure you're asked this all the time, but I don't know when you sleep.
Well, Justin took a video of me the other night sleeping holding my phone. So
you know
I can tell you how I sleep.
Nice.
You can always trust your spouse for that.
Until somebody messaged me the next day, like, go back to sleeping and texting. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I saw the video. Like, what?
Wait a minute now. He put that on social media or something?
Yeah.
That is a foul. Teed up, Justin. No.
So yeah, that's how I sleep.
Well, good. You have a lot going on. If you are not aware, the Copper Mill, located in the former Gills Ballroom out there on the west side of town, right by Wild Rose Casino, Hampton Inn, everything, will be open when?
Hopefully next weekend, but we have not confirmed that yet. So
Okay.
watch our Facebook page for that also.
Yep, check out the Copper Mill on Facebook. It'll be the community's newest establishment offering great cocktails, beer, some food in the future, and an amazing event space that fits like 400. So
I'm thrilled about this.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
They're staining the floor right now. It's looking pretty cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Very exciting.
Yes,
so we look forward to leveraging that venue as part of your membership in Grow Clinton. And we want to thank you for everything you do for the community. You are inspiring. There's no doubt that you set the bar extremely high for those entrepreneurs that want to follow in your footsteps. But there's never a dull moment, that's for sure.
Well, and you care about our community so much, which is, you can do all this kind of stuff, but Lindsay really, she really cares about our community and she wants to make it fun and nice and she gives back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
On that note, Jenny, what do you got going on the rest of the week?
Ooh, I've got some visits to make. I've got one of my favorite, I can't say favorite, but the person I'm visiting with this afternoon, I can tell you that I love him with all of my heart.
Oh, that would be your nephew,
yes.
Colin Sullivan, also known as Little Colin from AdCraft.
Little C.
Your sister's son.
Yep.
The crowning jewel, the pride and joy.
Oh, we got a few of those.
You do. His brother's pretty cool too.
They all are. All the kids are cool.
Does he call himself Big Colin?
Yeah, they don't have any choice.
Yeah, that's Big Colin.
It's better than old.
Yeah, AdCraft's doing a phenomenal job.
Yes.
They're building a new location out along Mill Creek here in Clinton, where they'll be moving most of their professional services, administrative folks, as well as some distribution warehousing, and then Temple Sports is going to be in there.
Right.
And then the one cool thing is they're going to create some commercial, like outward facing locations along Mill Creek. So if you're interested in starting up a small sandwich shop or something like that, they'll have locations in there for you to do so.
Right.
Be up ready for lease. So kudos to the entire Sullivan crew.
It's funny. They went to Las Vegas. My sister and Dan went to Las Vegas over the weekend, and she sent me a message. I said, well, what's Dan doing? And she said, he's working right now.
Of course. He gets What time does Dan Sullivan get into the office?
4 o'clock, 4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m.
Goes home at 6 p.m.
Yeah, he's definitely focused on success.
He is.
Yeah.
Hard worker. They all are.
But your sister, Julie, really controls everything there.
Don't cross her.
Yeah.
In anything in life.
Yeah.
she runs the show.
She runs the show.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, we've been jibber jabbering for 22 minutes here.
All right.
We want to thank Lindsay Morhardt of the Rusty Barrel Lounge for coming in and supporting the Grow Clinton podcast as our guest. Again, be sure to check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/Rusty Barrel Lounge.
And come get donuts Thursday morning.
Where are you going to be at Thursday morning?
And
Lazy Days Donuts will be at the Clinton Middle School?
Yep. Cool. And it'll be open to the public starting at 8:30.
Oh, very cool. Donuts.
Wow.
Man, all my favorite things.
Everything.
All my favorite things. All right, Jenny, well, you have an amazing rest of your week.
You too.
All those that are listening, whether you're watching the live or you're listening after the fact, please do me a favor. Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya. All right, we're still live here. Let me export this real quick. Exporting. All these things I got to remember to do. Because if I don't, the Grow Clinton podcast does not exist. Okay, ending stream.